Okay, we're en route. This time I've got the whole family with me, not just my wife, but my daughter and the dogs. Everybody's in tow, heading to watch JSU take on Georgia Tech. Keeping our fingers crossed that JSU can pull it out. First off, parking nightmare. As we're set up, and it is game day now. We did not get to go out last night and check things out in Atlanta. One, because there was so much confusion about the RV location where we're at. I mean, just confusion from the word go. It was a headache trying to find this spot to begin with, and then when we get here, we're told, no, this is not the overnight RV parking, but go ahead and park there anyway. Then someone else comes up to us, tells us, hey, no, you can't park there. So it just turned into a headache altogether on the RV parking here. So far, that's my only complaint. Now, game day's here, and you can see that it is starting to get some other RVs and some buses in here. Last night we did have a good night. It was quiet. You can see where we're at. Very little noise, seeing how we are right on a road right there. Didn't have much traffic at all. Don't think I ever got woke up last night. Didn't get woke up till this morning when people come in and started setting up. Wasn't the setting up that woke us. It was the Bon Jovi Living on a Prayer blaring as high as it could go that actually woke us up. So all in all, this is not a bad spot once you can figure out all the ins and outs of this particular lot and where you need to set up. The other location on campus, I went over there last night, and it is the better location. So if you can figure out how to actually get in that particular lot, that's the lot that you should go to. We got about 3 hours before kickoff, so we're getting ready, about to head over to the stadium. Okay guys, we are heading over to the stadium now, and gonna watch the Gamecocks hopefully pull it out over those Yellow Jackets. We'll show you guys our seats, and hopefully everything will go in our favor. Okay, so Marsha, Megan, and I, we're all back home now. Wanted to do a recap of this weekend and the beatdown that JSU took. Weekend started off really well. One, because it wasn't just me and Marsha this time, it was me, Megan, and Marsha. So anytime that I'm with my entire family, that's a good time. So that being said, let me get to the not so great part of this weekend, and we'll get to the highlights. Before Marsha and I left, we got on the phone with Georgia Tech and talked with multiple people, trying our best to get a clear answer on, one, did they have RV parking? Two, if they had RV parking, is it overnight RV parking? Three, where is it at? None of those three could be answered clearly. We called and called and called, talked with different people, got different answers every time we talked with someone. So the parking situation was a nightmare. We get there on Friday. After we get there, we pull into the lot where we're supposed to be. We had a permit that said we were going to be in lot W04. So we get there, we get pulled into this lot, and we're the only ones there, the only RV there. There are some cars there, but no RVs. So I'm a little concerned. I'm like, something's just not right. It just doesn't feel right. There should be more RVers here by now, because at this time it's 7 o'clock or so, 6, 7 o'clock. So there should be more RVers there than what is there. So I start talking to some of the people who worked in the building surrounding the lot that we're in. I meet this one young lady who tells us, hey, we got an email that said that RV parking had been moved. I'm like, oh great. Just something else to add to my worries about whether we're in the right spot or whether we're not. So she gets on the phone with one of her colleagues, and she reaches out to them, asks them. They said the same thing. Yes, RV parking has been moved from lot W04 to lot W21. So she says, hey, can I carry you over there? I'll show you where it's at. So we go over there, and sure enough, that is where all the RVers are at. So now I'm wanting to know, what do I need to do to get my permit changed to change it from W04 to W21? Another nightmare, because nobody can answer this definitively. Nobody can tell you if it can be done or whether it can't be done. So we talked to one of the parking attendants there at Georgia Tech, and they said if the permit says W04, that's where they're supposed to be. So we stick it out. But because we stick it out in lot W04, I'm just not comfortable leaving my RV in this lot unattended while we go somewhere. So because of the lot that we're in and all of the foot traffic that was around this particular lot, we did not do anything other than the game. Saturday morning comes, and 2 more RVs do come in that day. But there should have been a lot more. So we go to the game, and I felt comfortable going to the game, leaving my camper unattended with a generator and things like that on the back, because there were parking attendants and there were a lot of cars in this parking lot for the actual game. So we go to the game, start heading down there, we'll walk down there, get to the gate, and from where we're parked at to where the gate is 0.6 miles. So we get to the gate, get one ticket scanned, and the lady comes up to us and says, I can't let you in. I'm like, well, why can't you let us in? She's like, you cannot bring this in. Guys, all this is, for most of you, you already know, this is just a gimbal for my camera to where I can hold a steady shot. Would not let me in with this. So, had to turn around, go back to the RV, drop this off, go back to the game. So, by the time we get all of this done, we've missed kickoff, and all of it could have been, I think, prevented by somebody just kind of doing their job. It says no selfie sticks. That's obviously not a selfie stick, but somebody was wanting to toss around their gate power, I guess, I don't know, and not let us in. So I think better training on Georgia Tech's part could have made this more enjoyable for their fans. In the stadium, we have a really good time. First half, better than the second half, but it was a good time. Georgia Tech, they were just the better team, and showed it in the second half. That evening, we go back to the camper. After the game, we get back to the camper, and for a few hours after we get back to the camper, the other RVers, they are still there. They're just hanging out, grilling out. But after about 3 hours, the lot is empty again. The patrolling ends up stopping. It was just, I got to a point again where I was uneasy where I was at. When everyone else left, I'm sitting outside and I'm fueling up my generator, and while I'm fueling up my generator, I have two separate homeless people come up to me asking for money, and one even asked me for clothes. I'm not downing them. They're in a bad situation, I understand that. But I didn't have the means to give to them at that time. But I also didn't want to be haggled by that, by them right there where I was at. So I called campus police and I asked them if they were going to continue to patrol, and they said they always patrol, however we did not see them. So we were planning on going after the game over to a shopping center and just walking around, maybe doing something else. Once again, we could not do that because I was just uneasy leaving my camper unattended with the generator and fuel and things like that on the back of it. So I just was uneasy there. But I guess everything works out because that evening we had a really good time just spending time together in the RV playing cards and Yahtzee.
Yahtzee number 2!
So we had a good time nonetheless. I guess it worked out kind of better because I did get to spend time with my family. Here's my advice to you. If you're gonna go, start making your plans weeks in advance to give you time to find out who the person is that you need to talk to. The clicking part, which is where they sent us originally, the information on there is totally wrong. Just know that the information that's on there currently right now, is not correct for RV parking. You need to be in like W21. So if you're going in an RV, just know that. If you have pets, there's plenty of room to walk your pets where we were at. There was other people there with pets, so that was not an issue for us. If you're going to the game, know that gimbals are not allowed to stabilize your phone. So if you're going with one of these, it's not allowed. Convenience to the stadium, super convenient. No matter if you're in lot W21 or lot W04, both of them are really convenient. So it 0.6 miles from where we were at to the stadium, so it's not a super long walk unless you do it 4 times. Then it becomes a pretty long distance. Ticket prices to this game, I think for all 3 tickets, me, Marcia, and Megan, all 3 of our tickets were $41. I got them on StubHub, so super inexpensive for a game. I've paid that for 1 ticket at other games. RV parking was $70, and that gets you Friday night. Our permit actually said 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Friday to 12 p.m. on Sunday. So $70 for the weekend. So I guess just to recap, if you're gonna go, just do plenty of planning, and if you plan in advance, you can have a really good time there. It's a very nice campus. It's a nice stadium. Super nice people. We met a lot of nice people while we were there, so we had a really good time. Like I said, just a few hiccups. So if you plan in advance, you'll be just fine. Okay guys, I know this video was kind of a long video, but it's information that I thought would be helpful to you if you were ever going over to Georgia Tech.
So next week we'll be in Nashville watching Vanderbilt take on Kansas.
So guys, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Remember to leave your comments down below. And guys, please subscribe.